Magdalena Carmen Frida Kahlo y Calderón, Spanish pronunciation, Fia Kahlo, July 6, 1907 to July 13, 1954. 1, was a Mexican painter known for her many portraits, self-portraits, and works inspired by the nature and artifacts of Mexico. Inspired by the country's popular culture, she employed a naive folk art style to explore questions of identity, post-colonialism, gender, class, and race in Mexican society. Too, her paintings often had strong autobiographical elements and mixed realism with fantasy. In addition to belonging to the post-revolutionary Mexicayotl movement, which sought to define a Mexican identity, Kahlo has been described as a surrealist or magical realist. 3. She is known for painting about her experience of chronic pain. Paragraph. Born to a German father and a mestiza mother, Kahlo spent most of her childhood and adult life at La Casa Azul, her family home in Coyoacán, now publicly accessible as the Frida Kahlo Museum. Although she was disabled by polio as a child, Kahlo had been a promising student headed for medical school until she suffered a bus accident at the age of 18, which caused her lifelong pain and medical problems. During her recovery, she returned to her childhood interest in art with the idea of becoming an artist. Paragraph. Kahlo's work as an artist remained relatively unknown until the late 1970s, when her work was rediscovered by art historians and political activists. By the early 1990s, she had become not only a recognized figure in art history, but also regarded as an icon for Chicanos, the feminism movement and the LGBTQ+ movement. Kahlo's work has been celebrated internationally as emblematic of Mexican national and indigenous traditions and by feminists for what is seen as its uncompromising depiction of the female experience and form. Paragraph. Toltec sculpture. The Toltec architecture. It is one of the most important artistic manifestations of the time that spans from 900 to 1200 AD, and includes all the constructions carried out by the settlers who occupied the territories that currently belong to Hidalgo, Jalisco, and Zacatecas in Mexico. Paragraph. It is considered that the Toltecs exerted great influence on the development of the civilizations that inhabited the American territory before the conquest. They were great builders and left a great legacy that marked a new trend in the area of architecture. Paragraph. Toltec architecture was characterized by implementing great transformations in the architectural styles used by the civilizations that inhabited America. In fact, his style greatly influenced great civilizations such as the Mayans. One of the outstanding aspects of the Toltec architectural style is the close relationship it had with sculpture. Paragraph. As artistic expressions, they complemented each other in view of the fact that in many of the buildings pillars were included to support the ceilings. On these pillars, on many occasions images were sculpted that represented people or different animals. Within Toltec buildings, the absence of windows and the presence of small doors stood out. It should be noted that, although they were great builders, they did not build many pyramids. However, these are considered mega-constructions. Paragraph. The pattern used in the construction of the pyramids included a base that supported the structure with innumerable stairways. These were distributed throughout the pyramid from the base to the top or upper platform. The city was organized around a square in which an altar was located, and around this large buildings were located. Among them the pyramids, the palaces, and the courts where ball games were held. Paragraph. Fall of Inca Empire. The Inca Empire was the largest in the world in the 1500s. Extending across western South America from Quito in the north to Santiago in the south, the Incas boasted of a large population blessed with wealth, knowledge, and an organized class system. Read more about the Inca here. With their general size and prosperity, the great Inca Empire seemed an unlikely victim to the Spanish conquistadors, who were greatly outnumbered by the native Incas. While there were many reasons for the fall of the Incan Empire, including foreign epidemics and advanced weaponry, the Spaniards' skilled manipulation of power played a key role in this great empire's demise. Paragraph. When Spanish conquistador, Francisco Pizarro, arrived in 1532. The Incas were fighting amongst themselves in a fierce civil war between two sons of the Inca ruler Huayna Capac. Pizarro skillfully persuaded some of the factions created by civil unrest to turn against their own people, successfully increasing his small army of only 168 men. Even with reinforcements, however, it still seems incredulous that a few hundred could defeat an empire of 40,000 Inca rulers and over 10 million subjects. Material power seems to have favored the Incas. The Spaniards succeeded, in part, because of their manipulation of ideological power, or the ability to have people readily accept your agenda, without considering other options. Pizarro correctly discerned that the Inca people placed a large amount of ideological power on the Inca kings, who were considered living gods. By ruthlessly, and publicly, killing the Inca king in each region he conquered, Pizarro took the power held by Incan royalty, and gave it to the Spanish, the people who could kill gods. With their royalty and focus of worship destroyed, the general population readily accepted Spanish rule as what was done. This created local assistance which, along with outside factors, allowed the Spanish to completely conquer the region by 1572, marking the end of the Inca Empire.